Alright, it's time for number 5. So, welcome to Anubis. Alright, let's get going. This time we're starting with CT, and we'll go explore B, and then we'll go around mid, around T side as well, before we actually hit A. So, firstly, this is CT spawn. Down here, we also call CT, but I think the correct call is beach. It's not really, like, we don't really use it though. If we go through here, this part we call street, or lane. It's just a straight lane over towards CT. You can get up here, or you can go through this little cave area. I don't think we have a specific call out for this cave area, but yeah, generally, as a CT, you want to be running down here to try and get to the B main area faster. This opening is called B main. You generally want to get it smoked off, and if you come out here, you're going to go towards the T side. Anubis in itself is a relatively small map. You can see like the contact between the CTs and the Ts, especially towards the B side, is relatively quick. So if you're CT, you do need to be prepared for a quick push or a quick rush. In the B side itself, a couple of things to be aware of. This is what we call temple. I know in the callout it says palace, but we just call it temple. Over here, you could say outside temple. In this area, you have a platform. We can just call it plat. This area, this spot specifically, ninja. It's a place that is often overlooked as well. And sometimes if you throw a molly, especially if you're coming from the B main side of things, you're more likely to be throwing a molly like this, and actually not going to molly the corner. I know the CT molly is a bit smaller, but if you're standing directly in the corner, you're not really going to molly it. So do be aware that if you are going to molly it, you need to molly at the corner. That's to burn out anybody else. Other places that the CTs could usually play, besides being ninja, you could play behind this this back B pillar as well. The pillar is generally quite good for hide and seek. This place, however, is called pillar. This spot right here is called pillar. So don't call that pillar, call this pillar. This is just back B. You also have the bottom pillar, I guess. Pretty decent plant is just right over here in this corner. This is a very safe plant. You are covered from everywhere except B main. However, you can get wallbanged with an AWP through street over here, so just be aware of that. Alternatively, this is another safe plant. If you plant over here, you are visible from B main, and you are slightly visible from cave or connector, but you are generally safe from temple and from lane. Besides these two spots, you don't really need to plant in any other places. This over here, you can say jail. There is a little bit of a like jail-like thing over here. Jail is a pretty strong angle because it is close and because it is a hard, clear angle. But you can also get mollied out of here. There are some specific lineup mollies for here. And if you play too close, you can get flashed. And yeah, if you get hard checked, you're probably going to die. Here, hard left, or sorry, hard right rather, or behind pillar. You can say close right, close left if you're a T side. The other side of B that we need to talk about is here. You can call this cave, or you can call this connector. Some people call connector, but I think cave is probably a better term. But I think the official call out is also E-box, because there is an E-box over here. You can watch water over here. So this entire area is called water. So, you know, you can say, oh, it's cave, watching water, or E-box if you are looking for the official name. Although I think, yeah, it's called connector, but I don't think we call it connector. We call something else connector. And yeah, we'll go through that. Anyway, this entire area is called water. And obviously, there's a bit of water over here, and there's a bit of lane. You can call it canals as well, but I think water is just the main call. If we move on from water and mid, we'll go towards over here. This is outside B main. Okay, if you're on the T's, probably going to be setting up some of your stuff over here. Just be aware, this little angle over here, you can actually see a bit of temple. If you get a boost across, you can probably see a little bit more. If you are hiding, ready for a push, you're probably playing the left side of B main. As a CT, I don't think this is a specific call out, but you can probably just say, oh, he's close, he's high or left side. This is a decent angle to actually clear ninja if they're peeking, and it's also a good place to play if you are holding the pillar if they decide to peek and decide to check, and you can pre-fire it. Also, you are at an elevated angle. You can be even more elevated if you are on top of this round thing. So just to throw people off, generally you don't really want to be playing this close, and the reason is because as a CT, probably going to be smoking off this area, but at the same time, they're probably going to expect you to be there, so you're going to definitely be eating some nades. If there's a nade up bar, if there's a nade lower, even they'll try and nade towards the boxes. So just a deeper nade over here. If you are hiding behind the boxes, you could get naded. So unless you're holding for something aggressive, which is usually like not the case, you kind of want to be playing back a little bit. This way, even if they're pushing you B with pistols or with SMGs or maybe even with shotties, you have a bit more range to play with. So you kind of want to be playing back a little bit, maybe a headshot angle, maybe you want to be playing behind the pillar, waiting for them to push. You could even play like an angle over here or an angle over here, just to let them out, and you can take them from a more range perspective, unless you're planning to burst. So usually you kind of want to avoid this area unless you're either holding close or there's a setup coming and you need to be in timing. This area over here, this pillar is good for smokes, so you can probably see someone setting up smokes. This is power. That is temple. I don't remember what the other ones was. This is cave. So this is lane. So I can't remember now. Yeah, lane. Okay. So yeah, you can smoke all three positions from here. There are other lineups as well, but generally, yeah, these are pretty good setup smokes. Not much else to talk about B main other than that. You just need to hold back if you're waiting to push. If you go towards this side, this is T spawn. A couple of decent angles to save. I guess this place is okay to save. It's a bit of an off angle. You don't generally check it. Yeah, T spawn. Again, there's a couple of lineups from T spawn, and you can have some instant smokes towards mid. If you get up here, this entire area we'd like to call top mid. I believe there are certain callouts for it. Like I know top mid towards B, or over here I would say top mid towards stairs, because there are some stairs down here. This area in the middle, often called mid, but actually this is called bridge. This is where the majority of your fights will happen anyway if you're controlling mid, so it's part of mid. If you say, oh, he's mid, they probably know what you're talking about, but on top of here is the bridge. There's a little window here from bridge where you can actually take a look at water as well as some stairs. It's a pretty risky maneuver unless you have top mid smoked, and you've got to smoke it pretty deep. If you do smoke it deep though, it is pretty telegraphed. Just note that this is an angle and this is an angle as well, so it's very possible for the T to be hiding close near the coils and pre-aiming you. So don't just clear here and just clear here. You should also clear clear close as well. If you go through a bridge over here, these are the doors. This entire area is truly mid, or you can say deep mid. You have the double doors over here to peek, in case you want to fight a longer angle towards the temple side of mid, or you can just go out on the right hand side and you can peek on this way. If we go down towards mid, over here, this is proper mid. If you turn right, you will get into A side, so we call this A connector, because it connects mid to A. If you go towards the left, deep over here, you reach the temple area. So this entire area is temple, and it will allow you to get back into B. Alternatively, you can turn right and get back into CT. If we go back into mid and we go towards A-con, some specific callouts for A, okay? This is the connector area. Generally, you are smoked off if the T's have taken the site. Alternatively, as a CT, if you're not too confident playing bridge, maybe your bridge smoke has faded, maybe you heard like 3 or 4 people, or maybe your aim's just not great, just fall back over here, jiggle for some information. If you're brave, you can jiggle doors as well, but if otherwise you are not confident at all, and you feel a rush coming, you just back off, and you can just hold a more passive angle. You can play back into B side. Again, alternatively, you can play behind this little broken wall over here. It's a headshot angle, it's not the greatest, but you can catch people by surprise. Same thing with over here, you can catch someone at doors if you're playing the door temple area, and you can also fall back and you can hold A-con this way. Back into A. Here you have the stairs for A side. You can just call through A con down the stairs. This little broken wall side over here, decent spot because you can hide the majority of your body. Only your head shows, so especially if you're crouching as well. This is called headshot. You can smoke off this area, and it is advisable for you to generally have a smoke on an execute over here, just so you block off headshot, and you can also block off partial con. You can also smoke off this way, and that creates a wall of smoke. So as a CT, you can't really be pushing too much. This side, if you go down here, you will reach the beach area, but we generally call this place Heaven. You can see in the call out of Heaven there. Heaven is also a place that's generally smoked because Heaven can be seen from B-Ramp. So if you get down towards Heaven, there's a little bit of a ramp over here as well. You can get up towards Heaven and down vice versa. This is a pretty nasty angle if you're a T at a post plant, because you are completely tucked in. It is one of those deep corners that needs to be hard cleared. So if they're not checking you, maybe they're down, or maybe they're walking down through headshot, and then they jump down instead of going down the stairs. It's almost always a free kill. And even if they do come downstairs, they're not usually committed to this deep angle. They're more looking towards the back side of A, towards the fountain area, or towards the waterfall, or maybe towards the A pillar. So yeah, this corner isn't usually something you need to check. Like, you do need to actually go all the way to hard clear it. You can see the shadow over there. This little thing in the middle, we call it cake, because it just looks like a cake, I guess. You can plant behind the cake over here if you're scared of B main. But alternatively, you can probably plant safe. I guess would be over here. There's this way you are visible for your post plant position anyway is quite visible, and the connector player actually needs the hard commit. Yeah, I guess you're only visible really from headshot, so you do need a teammate to cover this area if it's not smoked. Alternatively, everything over here in this red section can be planted at. You can even plant on this corner. I guess it's planted for B main, but a smoke could really ruin your day. I have seen some other plants maybe in this corner as well, or if you are scared of actually connector, you can plant in this corner, and this way you force a hard commit. Other than that, A main is over here, and you have the A pillar. This area is called Fountain, and it's a very strong area to play because this pillar allows you to hide and seek. You can play it one of two ways. You can play a little bit more back, so you're actually covered and you're waiting for people to come up here or come up here to take a fight. You can play close, however, and you can jiggle for the information, but you can expect this area to be mollied most of the time. Alternatively, you can play a bit more of a back angle over here, drop down onto the lower side of Fountain, and so you're kind of giving up the upper side of the Fountain, but you can wait for people to stream through, and you can get your kills this way. You could even play this angle. You can play for a sliver angle just to get a cheeky kill and then fall back. If you are AWPing, this angle is pretty decent as well, just because you have a quick line of sight and you're expecting them not to really be rushing in at this stage. Just a quick kill, fall back, maybe go back towards Heaven, maybe go back towards Con, or even towards Cake. On the Power Fountain or near that, you can play close. Close angles are generally quite good over here, just because there is a smoke towards the entrance. So when you're pushing in, you're more likely to be focused on the fountain area. And so playing close, even close smoke, even over here, you can get a couple of surprise kills. Alternatively, you can play towards the tops. These are these are the orange tops. You can play here, and you can get a cheeky kill if they're not watching this way, because they are more holding towards Heaven or headshot. So you can swing. Alternatively, you can call for a flash, and then you can swing from the tops. A point to know, over here, this is A main. This entire section, this little room, is called A main. If you're a CT, you don't want to be smoking shallow instantly. It's kind of like the logic also behind Inferno B. If you smoke shallow, you are giving them all of A main space, right? And this allows them time to clear all of these angles. They know you're really not here. They know you're really not here. And this smoke is actually really easy to abuse. You can kind of boost up on top of it, and you'll be able to see Heaven. So even if you do have a shallow smoke, right, you can kind of boost over. You can check fountain. You can check heaven. You can even look over and see if someone is peeking on the left side of cape. Even worse, if you're playing open and just holding over here, if you're not aware, if you're just holding for a smoke push as an example, the head will pop up here, you're probably going to die. So a close smoke isn't really going to be your best friend. If there is a close smoke, I would suggest as a CT to be hiding. You want to be hiding to make sure you don't give any visibility. As a CT, when you spawn, you will reach A main faster than the Ts will, so throw a deep smoke. This way, you can still control all of these different corners. You can have this corner over here. You can have a back, you can have like an off angle corner over here. You can play on top of this table. You can use the table as cover. Just in general, a lot of different angles that you can use within A main. And you do really want to have that deep smoke. That way you stop the Ts from actually coming in and getting ready to push. The Ts will generally be standing here in canal. You can call this boat as well. There was a boat somewhere here. Is it gone? I don't know. This used to be, I think there used to be a boat here, but yeah, this area is called boat. You can call it canals, or you can call it outside A main. Generally, this place is pretty decent for a couple of smokes. You can smoke off heaven over here. Can't remember the smoke lineup now. It was here. I can't remember that. But yeah, you can smoke off on, or maybe it's here. No, never mind. That was terrible. Anyway, yeah, you can smoke off a lot of areas in here. I believe there was a smoke in a corner over here. I think this is just headshot. You can line up a smoke for heaven over here, and you can also smoke on, throw a couple of flashes. So if you allow the Ts to already be this deep in as the smoke's coming in, right, you're going to let them like execute in a much better way. So as a CT, please always smoke deep if you can. As a T, this is a pretty good hiding spot. You are completely hidden, and if a CT is unawares, you can easily pop out for a kill or two. Generally, CTs will be pushing as a pair if they want to take control. So maybe you do want to trigger discipline, let the first guy come out, let the first guy clear a bit of water, kill the second guy, then kill the first guy. Other angles over here. Generally, this deeper angle isn't really used. I guess you can use it if you're holding for pushes, but again, no one really uses it. Over here, you can, I guess, see a little bit of E-box, or you can see a bit of cave, but again, no one really uses this section. Playing back as well, again, no one really uses this because just playing close is a little bit more efficient, and you can still hold whatever angles you need to. Over here, these are the stairs up back towards top mid. You can go over here. These are called the arches. So as an AWPer, you kind of want to be holding the arches because you will expect a peek from cave. Do be careful of the window in the bridge though. So if you're too committed this way, as an example, if you're too committed and you're scoped in, you know, a window peek could surprise you. So maybe you want to hold window like this. Alternatively, you can hold closer to the pillar, and this way you are avoiding window. Most of the time you can expect a T AWPer to be posted on this left arch. So right arch angle is a bit more surprising, especially if you crouch towards the water side, or maybe even behind here. This way you can avoid getting peeked by window as well. Other than that, there's one more thing to say about the T side, and that is up over here. So this area of A side is what we call A upper. We can go through upper, or we could go through lower. This upper area is decent because you're hidden from every single angle, but again, with the sound profile, you're very audible. You can see, like, if you're playing anywhere close to A main, you can probably hear a push coming. So if you're going through upper, you might need to start walking over here. You can silent drop through these little ramps over here, so you can get a little bit closer. It will take a little bit more time, but at the very least, you're completely invisible. So just be aware of the fact that you can post one upper. And T usually, if they want to hold a push into A, they hide upper a bit easier because this way they can kill. Or if they're playing a little bit more back, they can watch the CTs go through water. But you do need to be aware, if a CT decides to come up this way, clears you over here, they can walk through the side and they can avoid you. So just make sure that you know what you're holding and what you're not holding. And I guess that's also just the principle in general of CS. Make sure you communicate to your teammates what you're looking at, what you can see, what you can't see. Anyway, that's a quick overview of Anubis. It's a very small map, so the places that you're taking a look at and the rotations are much less than a bigger map like an Ancient or an Inferno, but make sure you do know the callouts for these specific areas. Alright, that's it.